Alright people, what's up? This is your boy Alex. I got one more video to do for today. This one is going to be one more sex game, and then you're not going to get no video for the next 5 to 6 days. Now, I will be going to the Grove and doing videos on my new YouTube channel that's going to be talking about clothes and clothes only. Yeah, I've dropped some sex games on that channel, but that was just to help the channel get built up, build some steam for the new channel. And on my primary channel, I'm going to take a break. So it's not that I've stopped talking about television and film. It's I want to take my 5 to 6 day break and focus on my new channels and give y'all a chance to watch other YouTube videos by other content creators. I'm waiting for the movie The Tenant to come out here in California, so when the governor of Sacramento says it's okay to go back to the movie theater, I can do my movie review on The Tenant. That's what I'm actually waiting for, and I want to save some space for that, because I might have to make more than one movie review, obviously. So this video is probably the last video you're going to get for about 5 to 6 days. And then because we have the NBA playoffs, and then as soon as we get to the month of September, it's going to be time for the NFL football season. And there's no way I can talk about basketball and football and then turn around and talk about television and film on 3 different channels. It's impossible. And one of those channels has to actually take a break and go inactive. Not inactive for a whole month, maybe for about 5 or 6 days, maybe about a week, and then maybe we come back and we pick the channel up with some new episodes and continue talking about television and film and filmmaking. This one's going to be called Sex Game, the top 11 sexiest foreign women in television and film. That's right, we're talking about the best of the best and the brightest women who are from foreign countries. So these are my pick. You know, this is like going to be season 3 finale in a way. And then season 4, we're going to pick the series back up. And we're going to talk about some more categories in television and film. That's when I'm going to talk about what male actors should get Oscars. Okay, so we ain't finished the television series, but it's being broken into 3 or 4 seasons. Like a television show, most television shows get about 5 seasons, maybe 6 or 7 seasons. That's how we're doing our series on filmmaking. So the title of this video is called Sex Game, the top 11 sexiest foreign women in television and film. Now, let's take it from the bottom. Coming in at number 11, it's a tie. It's Peta Wilson tied with Brlgitte Nleisen. Now, Peta Wilson is basically from the United Kingdom. She's from, I think she's from Wales, Australia. And back at that time, she was between 6 feet to 6'1", almost 6'2", and she did audition to be on TV shows like Hercules and Xena, but she auditioned for both those shows, but she didn't really get the parts. And finally, one day in the mid 1990s, they decided they wanted to turn the movie The No Point of Return into a television series, and they call it Then Nikita. And she became very popular on that television show. That show ran for about 6 to 7 seasons in the 1990s. At that time, you had Buffy the Vampire Slayer, you had Xena, and you had Then Nikita as the 3 top lead female shows that drew in the most ratings. Like, back in the 90s, USA Network had like 3 primetime shows that were kicking ass and taking names. Their first show that was kicking ass and taking names was WWE Monday Night Raw. And then they had Then Nikita come on in the day, and her show was kicking ass and taking names. And then their third show was basically, midday. And she was very physically sexually attractive. For a woman that was between 6 feet to 6'1", a quarter of inch of being 6'2", she was very physically, very sexually attractive. She did modeling. And after she did modeling, that's when she took an interest in acting in television and film. And then this television show basically broke her into the movies. And she became a household name. She also did try to audition to become Mystique, Mystique in X-Men. But of course, we all know who got that role. And to me, at that time, that was the it girl. And a lot of men found her very physically sexually attractive at that time. Now, on the other hand, you have Brigid Nielsen, who is once upon a time married to Sylvester Stallone. You should know who she is. She was in a movie called Rocky Four, where she played Ivan Drago's wife in Rocky Four. That was like 27 or 28 years ago when she did Rocky Four, her first movie with Sylvester Stallone. Then she would pop up and do Beverly Hills Cop 2. Then she would pop up and do Cobra, another movie with Sylvester Stallone. And she was also a model. She was a model, a singer, a songwriter, an actress in television and film. Then she got her own company and started doing cosmetics. You know, that L'Oreal commercials that you started to see all of a sudden? That's her in those commercials. Back in her prime, she was like real tall, 6 feet, 6'1", and basically no one had seen a beautiful woman like her who came from Denmark. That's where she originally came from, and she popped up on the modeling scene in the late '80s, early 1990s, and right away they started putting her in movies, television shows, modeling commercials. She had this new youthful, exotic look that no one had never seen before, and she got to be in Rocky Four. She got to be in Cobra. She got to be in Beverly Hills Cop 2. Those were her three movies. She would pop up in television shows, movies. And nobody could pull off getting their hair cut short like she did in the mid 80s, early 90s. And she was good at losing her accent and talking normal. And she popped up in a lot of movies, a lot of television shows. And then she put out like four albums, wrote three books, became a songwriter, got her little company for cosmetics. And she was another actress who tried to audition for those movies. At that time, they really did not know who to cast to play Mystique, and she, like most actresses, try to audition for those parts. Had they did X-Men like a little earlier in the 80s and the 90s, she would have been perfect to play Mystique. So both of them are tighter at 11, and I actually had a crush on both these women in the 1990s. Like, because they were like literally over 6 feet tall, I had a crush on both these women. So you got one that's from Wales, Australia. You got another one that's from Denmark. So those are foreign women, and back in the 90s, they were very physically, sexually attractive. Um, Coming in at number 10 is Zori Ladonna. Now, Zori and Ladonna is actually half Dominican and half Haitian. Now on her mom's side of the family, they say she's Dominican, and on her father, they say she's Haitian, or it could be vice versa. But she's very physically, very sexually attractive. I find her very exotic, very physically, sexually attractive. A lot of people say she's, black and Dominic, which I'm okay with that. And she has a uniqueness to her. She's very exotic, a very exotic beauty. And they had never seen nobody like her at the time. And she popped up in the late 1990s, early 2000s, and advanced her career in television and film. She did romantic comedies. Then she popped up in action-packed movies like The Losers, Colombiana. She appeared in all three films of Star Trek. She popped up in 2009's Avatar. And we're still waiting for Avatar 2, 3, and 4. She appeared in the Star Trek movies. Then she appeared in the Guardian Galaxy Volume 1 and 2, and of course the Avenger films. And even in her later age, she's still very physically, sexually attractive. So throughout the years, in her 20s, her 30s, and her 40s, men still find her very physically, sexually attractive. She stays in athletic shape. She eats her fruits and vegetables. She drinks a lot of water. She takes care of herself. And she still has this young, youthful appearance. So you can see that she's aged gracefully, and her beauty is still intact. She still goes to the gym, still works out, and people recognize her from her movies. And she's even done some movies that are based on true stories. There was that thing called Rosemary's Baby, which they remade a whole bunch of times. She's been in commercials, and quite frankly, she's, got a bright future because she's still popping up in action-packed movies. Everybody likes her as Glamora. So that's pretty interesting. Coming in at number 9 is Sachika Avevo. Sorry if I messed up the first and last name, but she is a up and coming actress. She actually is African American, if you believe it. She's mixed, and she did a movie called Harry Tubman. Now, I have never seen the movie, so please don't ruin it for me. I have not seen the movie, but she did get, like, I think 2 Academy Awards, a Golden Globe for that movie. And if she didn't win an Oscar, she got nominated for playing Harriet Tubman. So she started her acting career in her mid to late 20s, and in her 30s, she's in the prime of her acting career. She's popped up in movies, television shows, and quite frankly, she's gonna be a big draw, and she has a exotic look to her. When you see her, you can tell she has an exotic look. For a foreign woman, very physically, sexually attractive, and has an exotic look to her. So quite frankly, you could see how she looks. And the movie was good. Like, Harry Tubman, the movie was really good. They actually picked her and cast her to be in the movie. Now, there was some controversial to that because they wanted another actress to play Harriet Tubman, and she kind of got the role at a point where they had already picked who they thought was good for that film. So it was nice to see how that movie kicked off. So she has a bright future. Coming in at number coming in at number 8 is gonna be Lucy Yifei. Now I barely said her name correct, and you should know who that is. That is the Asian actress who is playing the main character in the movie called Mulan. Now, Mulan is an action packed movie produced by Disney, and that is a movie that's going to come out at any time now. Basically, she's done martial art movies before, and a lot of men find her very physically, sexually attractive. She already did 1 or 2 movies with Jet Li. One of those movies was called The Forbidden Kingdom, and this is supposed to be her breakout role in Mulan. So this is like a big movie for her acting career because she's done a lot of movies and television shows, and she herself did some modeling. She did some modeling and broke into movies and television, and she has this strong, youthful look. So basically, she's very good looking, and basically, she can speak very good English, and she understands um, how to adapt from her lifestyle to transitioning in television and film. And basically, you could see that she made the transformation to playing the character Mulan. So basically, I can't wait to see what her performance is going to be in the movie. It's probably going to be a strong portrayal. And basically, she's pretty one of those good Asian actresses that you can see in these movies. Coming in at number 7 is going to be Arian Dawson. Now, she's basically half Puerto Rican and Cuban descent. She's actually mixed. Now, she's been in Hollywood for the past 20 plus years, and she's been in a lot of movies. She was in Men in Black 2. She was in Sin City 2. Um, she also got to do, she also appeared in Michael Coulter's season 1 and season 2 of Luke Cage, the television series. So she's been in some movies and some television shows. She's not just an actress in television and film, because she did Clerks 2, which was a comedy, and she even did some voiceover. She even voiced herself as Wonder Woman in 2 animated movies of Wonder Woman. And basically, she has a lot of credits because she's done movie, television, she's voiced anime characters, and basically, she's going to be playing Ahsoka Atana in a new Star Wars Disney Plus television series. And she's been in a lot of movies, a lot of television shows. And she's been doing this for 20 plus years, and she's basically retained her looks. When you see her smile, you see the glow in her face, and basically people like that because she's done a lot of movies. No matter what the genre are, she's been in westerns, she's been in comedies, action comedies, she's been in action thrillers, she's been in anything you can think of, she's been in every genre. And in all the characters that she brings out this exotic beauty in all the characters that she play in her movies and television shows. There are times where you can't even tell that it's actually her, but it's actually her. When she did Sin City, I almost didn't recognize her because they made her gain some weight and she pulled it off nicely, and she was able to still retain her beauty while playing the character Gale in Sin City 1 and 2, whereas in other roles she was able to pretty much get in the athletic shape, and if they needed her to do some kicking ass, she's done some movies like that. So no matter what the character is, no matter what the genre is, she can basically play any character and bring out the beauty and the exoticness in all those characters. So that's why she's on this list. All right, coming in at number 6 is going to be a Rosa Sandinerian. Sorry if I butchered the last name. She is mixed with Pennsylvania and French descent. She's actually from Canada, British Columbia, Canada to be more exact. And you've seen her in a movie called Battle Angel, Alita. I mean, that's the only movie we recognize her from. So she's mixed, and a lot of people were kind of concerned in the beginning because they didn't know if she could pull off that look of the character, which she did. She transformed her body, she learned the language, she learned the culture, she got into athletic shape, she spoke the language, she did martial arts, she did sword fighting, and she pulled it off. She's been in movies and television shows prior to being in Battle Angel. And that was a number one big hit, and that kind of broke her into the movies and television shows. And a lot of people liked her as the character, and she did a fantastic job playing the character. So you can tell she did her homework because she read the anime. I mean, she saw the animes, she played the video game, read the comic books, did her research for all her characters in all her movies and television shows. And because she has this young usefulness, that's an exoticness that she brings to every role she's in. And when you see her off camera, sometimes you think she's a different person, and then when you see her on camera, she turns into another person, but it's still a beautiful, attractive woman. So whether it's her or her playing another character, you can see that she brings lightness to the character because her beauty brings lightness to the character. All right, coming in at number 5 is going to be, well, in this case, I'm going to say actually number 4. So I would probably recap back and say actually at number 12 it would be Brigid Nelson, and then at number 10 would be Peter Wilson, and then number 10 would be Zoria Zandana, and then number 9 would be Sachika Avevo, and then number 9 would probably be Lucia Fafea, and then number 8 would be Oriazol Dawson. Then number 7 would probably be, or basically who I just talked about, the girl from Battle Angel, and then coming in at number 4 is gonna be Danya Gagana. Sorry if I butchered the last name, but you saw her in Captain America: Civil War. You saw her in the movie Black Panther. You saw her in Avengers: Infinity War, Avengers: Endgame. So you saw her in 4 live-action films, but we all recognized her from a television show that she did 7 years ago called The Walking Dead, and that television show is still on. The badass black girl with the samurai sword that look like she'll kick your ass if you say something stupid. Like that's like by far the best thing about the television series is when they started bringing in new characters, they gave her a samurai sword. And the fact that she was able to transform her body and then come do martial arts and then come in like around season 2 or season 3 and be a main character in such a short period of time is incredible. And then you get to pop up in these, comic book films, and she looks very good. It doesn't matter if she's in her 30s, 40s, or 50s. She's very physically, sexually attractive for a black woman. And it doesn't matter if she has an accent. It's very sexy. It's very strong, very powerful, very passionate. In fact, she's probably by far the closest thing to what you would say is a real strong black woman. and not just saying it just to be saying it, but she can pull it off. It doesn't matter if she cut her hair short, grow her hair out. She just seems that no matter how much time passed by, she don't age. She just looks beautiful as she gets older. So that's an impressive feat. That's an accomplishment. Coming in at number three, or should I say, this number three is actually number four, and number four is actually number five. Yeah, the numbers are all messed up because who I got at number one will blow you away. Coming in at number four is going to be Sofia Varga. She's actually Colombian. She's actually from Cuba, or a country nearby Colombia, and basically, she's very hot. Like, she actually is very physically sexually attractive. No matter how old she gets, she just looks good for her age. You can see why a lot of men in their 20s and 30s and 40s have a crush on her. They see her at the red carpet premiere of her movies, and the first thing they do is they try to ask her out to lunch and dinner. And I find her very physically sexually attractive because it seems like the older she gets, the more physically sexually attractive she gets. There's a difference between plastic surgery and natural beauty. Natural beauty, no matter how old you get, you will always look your absolute best. With plastic surgery, on the other hand, you have to, pull back your face, tweak your nose, tweak your cheekbones, mess with the face structure. And with her, it's 100% natural. I know some people in the past 10 or 15 years have accused her of getting plastic surgery, but it has not been 100% proven. There have been stories, there have been rumors, and every time they ask her that, she always says, I just take care of my face. Some people believe it, some people don't believe it. Yes, there are some actresses in Hollywood who do television and film that does get plastic surgery to enhance and alter their physical looks of their beauty. Then you have some actresses that get accused for 10, 15, 20 years of their career, and they never do anything to their face. And she's one of those actresses. Coming in at number three, which is actually technically number three. It's gonna be, but no, what was number two is number three. It's gonna be Lupita Nyongo. You should know who that is. She was in the Black Panther movie. She played Chad Boseman's love interest in the first film, and we seen her in three movies. And quite frankly, she's very, very physically sexually attractive as a black woman. Like, when people bring up colorism and all that other dumb bullshit, to me, a black woman's a black woman, okay? It don't matter if she light skin, brown skin, dark skin. A black woman's a black woman. If she's physically sexually attractive, she's physically sexually attractive for a specific reason. So when people try to bring controversial light to these movies and always want to bring up people's skin color, well, she looks good, and most men find her physically sexually attractive. Think about it. She got cast in the movie, and she looked real good in the part. And the fact that she had a lot of fighting scenes in Black Panther, and she had even more fighting scenes when you got to Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame. She had more fighting scenes. And to me, she was very good in the role. In fact, she was very strong and powerful on camera with a lot of the actors in those movies. So she can hold her own very perfectly just fine. Now, what's really number two, what was number one is number two. And that is Australian actress Margot Robbie. Or, sorry if I messed up her first and last name, but you should know her as Hi, Mr. J, better known as Harley Quinn from Suicide Squad. Now, she was in Birds of Prey, so you've seen her in some movies, Focus, and basically she's got a bright future ahead of her. Her own production company, and a lot of guys, if they can't pronounce her name, all they know is she's Australian, she's physically sexually attractive, and they know she played a cartoon comic book character from DC Comics. That's Harley Quinn. And people watch the movies just because she's in the movie as Harley Quinn. You know how many guys broke their neck to go see Suicide Squad? That's the first time nobody wanted to go see Batman, which I was shocked. Nobody wanted to see the Joker. They wanted to see Harley Quinn. People bought Harley Quinn t-shirts, baseball caps, comic books of Harley Quinn when they found out she was playing that iconic character. And when they saw her bring the character to life, people were cheering for her part in the movie. Like, they didn't care if the movie Suicide Squad sucked. I came to see this actress play Harley Quinn because it's a part of our childhood. When we watched Batman and Robin, the animated cartoon, we remember Harley Quinn. And when they did Birds of Prey, even though people did not like the movie Birds of Prey, they still went to go see the movie because she was basically playing Harley Quinn. And when they do a Suicide Squad Part 2, you know everyone's just going to go to the movies just to see her play Harley Quinn. So she's making a whole load of money playing one comic book character. You know, she's played plenty of characters and other movies before, but this one has a big impact, and a lot of guys are checking her out when they watch this movie. A lot of guys are getting hit in the back of the head and popcorn and soda thrown in their face because they fantasizing of getting with this woman and their girlfriend looking like, why are you looking at that actress like that? She fine. And this is what you get in the movie theater when you be fantasizing about Harley Quinn. Your girlfriend do this to you. Ugh. Ugh. Stop looking at her like that. That's what you get when you start doing that. If you think I'm making this up, you go to the movie theater with your girlfriend and start looking at the actress who played Harley Quinn and watch your girlfriend look at you with that look like. Stop staring at her like that on the screen. I've seen people get popcorn and soda thrown at them because their girlfriend was mad that they were looking at the actress who played Harley Quinn. That's why when I go to the movies, I go to the movie theater by myself to do the movie review. Because, you know, I would hate to be you guys that get accused of cheating. But the point is, that's how physically, sexually attractive she is. She makes you think about cheating on your girlfriend, which I do not highly recommend you do. But I'm just trying to tell you how beautiful she is and how much of a big deal us men make it out to be when it shouldn't even be a big deal. But you understand what I'm coming from as a man. As a woman don't want you doing that in the movie theater. But you understand what I'm saying. All right, coming in at number one, the number one person, and that is going to be Alita Wright. She is Gantonese. I'm going to say that again. She is Gantonese British. She basically was in a movie called Black Panther, who played opposite of Chaz Boseman, God rest his soul, rest in peace. And guess what? She played the baby sister in the Black Panther movie. Now, she got to be in at least 3 movies. She got to be in Black Panther, she got to be in Avengers Infinity War, Avengers Endgame, and she did kind of pop up in those films. And if anyone is going to pick up the mantle of Chichelia, aka Black Panther, and give us a Black Panther Part 2 or a Black Panther Part 3, it's this actress. I said in my other video from about a week or 2 weeks ago, she has a bright future and that she is next in line to play the Black Panther character. She already has the martial arts training. She can speak multiple languages. She's already been in 3 films. A lot of men and a lot of women like her character. A lot of people like the actress who played the character. So if you're going to make a Black Panther Part 2 or a Black Panther Part 3, you could make the movie center around her. You know, her likeness. She can be funny, so that tells you that she can do comedy. She's very funny. She can be romantic, so she can do romantic movies. She can do comedy, and if you need her to kick some ass, she showed that she can kick some ass. Now, some people might say she might have to put on some weight. I mean, she looked perfectly fine in those 3 movies. I don't think she needed to put on that much weight, you know, to whoop somebody's ass. But and people like her, and she's very young for her age, and men are checking her out. And she already done movies prior to this, and this is who's number one. So basically, if you think about it, this is my list of Sex Game top 11, or pretty soon we're going to just call it Sex Game top 12 sexiest foreign women in television and film. So this is the last video for the week. I promise you it'd probably be 5 or 6 days because there's no way I can talk about basketball, football, and then make movie reviews on 3 channels in one day or in one week. It's impossible. I mean, I'll be physically exhausted and mentally exhausted trying to make 7 videos in 1 week because September 10th is when football comes back on. And I'm going to be talking about football games. And then we still got the third round and the finals coming up. That's a lot of basketball and a lot of football videos. And I have to devote a lot of time to those channels because I have another audience that all they want to see is sports. So until then, peace.